Right, so this is going to be a bit of a different video. It's going to be a lot different, actually. I haven't recorded a video like this yet. But yeah, this is definitely my highest effort video ever. And like, I put the most work into this, the most knowledge that I have, basically all my knowledge on this topic. So it is 10 things that kill testosterone and how you can fix them and how to revert them. Okay. So first off, why should you care about this? You know, like, I'm presenting you with all this information. Why should you even care? Why should you even watch? Well, there's a lot of benefits to having higher test. People want to argue like, oh, you only want higher test if you're like, I don't know, if you're a bodybuilder or something like that, or it's in your profession. But no, that's not the case. There's a lot of benefits. So this includes, but is definitely not limited to much more progress in the gym, reproductive health, so much more energy, and your appearance as well will just skyrocket. So yeah, you guys really need to listen to this advice because I think it's very valuable. So I've split this video up into 3 parts, 3 sections. So there's the beginner, the intermediate, and advanced levels of this sort of knowledge. Okay, so I'll go through it all. First off, we have beginner. The first one in this The first one in this category is sleep deprivation, specifically. So there was a study that shows that 5 hours a day of sleep for a week straight, that causes a 15% decrease in testosterone. 10 to 15, but 15 is, you want to assume, the most, okay? That's quite a lot. That's a significant amount. If you're at we'll say you're at 1,000 nanograms per deciliter, that's very high, but say you're at that would mean you go down to 850, which is still very high. But maybe that wasn't a great example, but like, you would feel the difference. Yeah. And within this sleep thing, your REM cycle, so your rapid eye movement, if this is disrupted or fragmented, even if you still get 8 hours of total sleep, it breaks the deep sleep, which is when the testosterone is produced. And so that's really crucial. I don't think a lot of people consider that as well. And also your internal circadian rhythm. So when you're supposed to biologically be asleep, your hormones, I haven't been doing this the whole time. Your hormones prefer to be produced at the same time each night. If there is no routine for sleep, your body doesn't even know when to produce testosterone. So yeah, if you don't have a sleep cycle, your body doesn't know when to produce all its hormones, so it gets really confused, doesn't do it. Yeah. Now, how to fix this? These are some ways to fix your sleep. So ensure you get 7 to 9 hours per day, excluding the time that it takes for you to fall asleep. So most people, they go to bed at 10. They say they went to sleep at 10. No, you didn't. You only fell asleep at maybe 10:30. Some people can fall asleep faster, but 10:30 is a pretty safe estimate. And some people even push like 11:30. It takes a long time. So yeah, go to bed. That's the thing. Like, go to bed within the same and wake up within the same 30-minute window every night. So you go to sleep at 9 p.m., wake up at 5 a.m. That's like key to that. But what I was saying before is allow 30 to 60 minutes to fall asleep. So you go to bed at 8 or 8:30 to get to sleep at 9. And all of this is influenced by your pre-sleep habits. So if you're drinking alcohol, if you're watching screens, you're getting all that blue light in your eyes for an hour prior to going to bed. If you're eating 2 hours before, so if you're going to bed at 8:30, You want to finish all your food at 6:30, nothing after that. And if you're drinking water an hour before sleeping, you will find some disruptions in your sleep. So you'll wake up needing to go to the toilet a bit earlier than you would have liked to, or maybe in the middle of the night. You'll have discomfort. And if you're eating too close to bed, then your body will be digesting into your sleep, which means your organs are active, which means your body is essentially awake. Your brain isn't really awake, but your body is, so it's not getting the full deep sleep. Now you can switch all these things out for reading. Reading is so good for sleep. You just start reading, you could fall asleep while reading a book. Even download the Kindle app, all that stuff. Being in low lit rooms, so don't have your lights so bright. Maybe just have a lamp, or if you have lights that can turn down the brightness, turn it down all the way. Doing low stimulation activities, so like not socializing too much, not going on social media. That's a huge one. If you're texting, going on social media, calling too close to sleeping, it will disrupt your brain. Your brain will be running. You'll be thinking of shit that you just don't want to think of. Yeah. You also want to be listening to calming music. So if you're listening to like some rap and shit, like, or rock or anything that's going to get your brain going, you don't want to be doing that, because it'll just keep you thinking. And if you're listening to calming music, it'll help you wind down. It'll get your heart rate down. It'll get your blood pressure down and everything. Another one is temperature. So you want to keep your room around 20 degrees Celsius. It's pretty cold, but like it's a lot better for sleep. And also wear socks to regulate your like body temperature. You want to be in complete darkness while you're sleeping and when you're going to sleep. So prevent any light from entering the room, whether that's sunlight during the morning or like car lights during the night, or anything. And turn off all lights inside your room, including like a little light that might be in the corner. So if you have something charging and it's got a light, turn that off. You can just charge it tomorrow. Come on now. Let me just check if I'm recording. Yep. Right, I was gonna say if I wasn't recording, then I would have fucking, I don't know, bro. I don't know. So we'll be going into the second thing that kills testosterone, which is alcohol and refined carbs and sugars. Now, I've put these together because they're often consumed in like the same time frame. You know, people will have a sugary mixer drink, or they'll have some shots and beers, and then afterwards they'll be like, they'll feel like they need some processed shit to like saturate it, to soak it all up and help digest and like make your brain feel better, which it kind of does, but that's not the point. If you're drinking alcohol, you are more likely to have to eat some, or to want to eat some refined carb foods. All right, so you don't want to be doing that. So the thing with alcohol, it suppresses GnRH and luteinizing hormone, which they both signal testosterone production. So if it's being suppressed, it'll be killing test. The byproduct of alcohol, acetaldehyde, is toxic to Leydig cells, which are the things that make testosterone. So if it's toxic, it's going to kill it. It increases activity of the enzyme aromatase, which converts testosterone into estrogen. Now for refined carbs, white breads, soda, cereals, pastries, and more, they all decrease testosterone. All of them, they're known. So constant consumption of these things causes insulin sensitivity to decrease, which also then causes testosterone to decrease. These things are also pro-inflammatory, which decreases testosterone. Inflammation decreases testosterone. So pro-inflammatory means they cause inflammation. How to fix this? Just avoid all this stuff. This shouldn't be in your diet anyway. It's bad for you. It'll just cause a lot of unwanted effects to your body. So number 3, let me check if I'm still recording. Okay, so we're on a number 3 now, which is lack of exercise. So this also causes aromatase to increase. So we all know what that does now. It causes testosterone to decrease. So the reason for this is if you do less exercise, you gain visceral fat, which that contains aromatase and therefore converts your testosterone into estrogen. Mechanical signaling, so your body produces only what it needs, therefore less need for testosterone equals less test. That's so if you're because testosterone it's hard to produce for your body, so you only get it if you need it, right? And if you're not exercising, this causes less of a need for testosterone. You're not having to lift as much, you're not having to just do as much output which requires energy. So yeah, you'll need less of it, you'll get less of it. Okay. Next is it causes a higher baseline. So exercise. It causes your body to have a higher baseline testosterone level. Weightlifting specifically has been proven to cause this. How to fix this? If you have low exercise, well, simply lift weights and go on walks and runs, do cardio, rides, cycles, like all that stuff. Compound lifts have been proven to be best for testosterone. So if you're doing some squats, deadlifts, bench, pull-up, chin-ups, bent over rows, more, that's best for your test. The split that is actually best for it is push-pull legs. So if you do this combined with the compound lifts, so you do push-pull leg split, and in those days you do squats, deadlifts, bench, all of that stuff, then your testosterone will be higher. Now we're going into the intermediate section. So yeah, buckle up. It's increasing. It's ramping up. We have seed oils. So this, a lot of commonly used seed oils are canola oil, which is the most common, sunflower oil, soybean oil, flaxseed, sesame, pumpkin, hemp, corn, and safflower oils. These just, there's a lot of research on it. They're known to cause a reduction in testosterone. So if you want to fix this, they are in basically all foods that you eat at restaurants and just takeaway places. So because they're cheap. It's canola oil is probably the cheapest oil, and it's the most commonly used. That's for that reason. To avoid this, avoid eating out. And when you're cooking at home, use olive oil, butter, ghee, tallow, and nut oils instead, they're still not that expensive. Like, you can get some cheap olive oils, fairly cheapish. Yeah, it's worth it though. You don't want to be sacrificing your health for money. Now, number 5, we have low natural animal fat, saturated fat diet. So testosterone is made using cholesterol, which is abundant in animal fats. Yeah, so luteinizing hormone signaling. So it's also been proven that men on low-fat diets have lower levels of luteinizing hormone. So we already know what that does. It causes the body to produce testosterone. So low fat causes you to not have that. Also, SHBG, sex hormone binding globulin, is a protein that binds to testosterone and makes it inactive. And this is increased when you have a low fat diet. So how to fix this? You want to consume eggs, red meat, salmon, and milk. Those are the big 4. There's definitely more that you can eat, but these ones are probably the best. And I highly recommend that, bro. Salmon. I won't stop glazing salmon. Salmon tastes so good. Now, it's also been shown that if your diet consists, if your like calories are 40% from fat, this will put your testosterone at the highest it can be from that aspect. If it's below 20, then you get a 10 to 15% drop. So you don't want that. And low animal fat diets cause lower free test, which is the testosterone that's actually usable by your body. Number six. Number six, we have cortisol. So constant elevated cortisol keeps test suppressed. That this is just known if your cortisol is up for a longer period of time, your testosterone will be down for a longer period of time. Acute cortisol, however, increases test at the same time, but then obviously as they go down, they both go down at the same time. So, yeah. But if you want to fix this, which you will, this is how. So stress is often caused by negative thoughts, right? You don't want these. Negative thoughts are caused by unhealthy dopamine levels and just overthinking, which is usually caused by poor daily habits. So you want to fix these daily habits. You want to get your sleep cycle in action. You want to have a better diet. You want to not scroll on social media. Meditating also helps so much with this. It'll help quiet that inner voice and make you stress less. And just being mindful, catching yourself when you overthink, catching yourself when you just think of the worst scenario and telling yourself not to do it. So, because that stuff, it's all in your head. Oh, Siri, I don't want you. Bro, now we're at the advanced section. So this is where things get a bit more controversial, but very, very useful. And I think it's not all controversial. A lot of it's backed by research, but there's things that people are going to be reluctant to follow and believe. So yeah. First one is having a low carb diet. This one's not so controversial, like this is fairly known. You need to have a balanced diet to have to be in good health in general. So why not? Yeah, carbs. Let me move this. So less carbs in the system equals more cortisol to maintain blood glucose for the brain. If you don't have enough actual glucose, your body will have to produce more cortisol, which maintains blood glucose in the brain. There was a study of men on low and high carb diets, which showed that low carbs makes you have high cortisol and therefore lower test. So, yeah, that's that. That's just a direct correlation. And we already know this from what I said before. I was describing in one of the other points. How to fix this: you eat good carb sources like potatoes, sweet potatoes, rice, oats, fruit, and more. Just not any of the bad carbs I listed before. If you want to know some good carb sources, probably, just search for them. I'm not going to list all that. Okay, you should also have high carbs on days of high intensity or a lot of exercise. And lower carbs and high fat and protein on rest days. This is just for to manage those insulin levels. If you did I mention insulin before? Fuck, bro. I should have said bad carbohydrates will spike your insulin and then also decrease your testosterone at the same time. That's how that works. And insulin also decreases growth hormone at this as well. So it's just like overall pretty negative. Okay, I think we're ready to move on to 8. Yep. Number 8 is having a lack of purpose, which is kind of cyclical. It's caused by and causes low test at the same time. This builds off your body only produces what it needs, right? So testosterone is key for motivation. If you have no need for motivation, you don't need as much test. You You still need it, but your body doesn't think you do. So, yeah, as I said before, this is cyclical. If you have no purpose and therefore no motivation, you tend to do more destructive habits. Destructive habits then cause lower test then causes lower motivation, and then the cycle continues. So, yeah, it can be hard to break out of this. I understand if people are going through this, and yeah, here's how to fix it. So you want to do things that will help you find your purpose. This is quite vague. This point is a little less research based. But what you want to do is like research topics that interest you, try activities that you've never done before, and just like experience maxing. That's what I want you to do to find your purpose. So number nine is microplastics. This one is like people are going to be a bit iffy about it. You know, people think that microplastics aren't very they're not very detrimental, but because they're so small, but they are. You have microplastics in your balls. There was a study that showed they did it on a bunch of men, and 100% of them had microplastics in their balls. That's like that fact is just crazy. So you definitely have that. They are everywhere. They are in your clothes. If your clothes were made with polyester, this is cotton, by the way. Food packaging. When you open a packet and you open a milk carton, like a plastic milk bottle, the thing that snaps, it releases the microplastics around the top of it. If you ever drink it out of the carton, you're getting it. You know, you rip a pack, it releases it into the food. It's kind of fucked, but yeah, there's not really much we can do about that, apart from only eating things without plastic, it can be hard, but it's done. And some water supplies have microplastics in there. If astroturf, which is fake grass, is common in your country, that's one of the biggest sources of microplastics in the water stream, the water supply. So yeah, if you want to fix this, cotton only clothing. It is expensive, but I'd say it's worth it. If you can't afford it, that's fair enough. Like you just aspire to get to that level where you can afford only cotton clothing, and it's worth it. I myself don't have only cotton clothing. I can't afford that. I'm 18 years old, but it would be nice if I could, and I want to. So, and also you want to use only metal and glass water vessels. So don't be using like plastic bottles. Don't be buying plastic water bottles. And if you're having a water bottle for the gym or something, make sure it's metal. Yeah, those are often bigger as well. Yeah, and also this one grinds my gears. Stop heating up plastic containers. You know those My Muscle Chef meals, right? They say that it's microwavable safe. It is not. There's no way. Heat causes plastic to emit itself. It causes it to lose its structural integrity a bit, but that's not always the sign of it. It infuses the microplastics into your food. Do not heat up plastic containers and then eat out of them. Okay, the last one, number 10. Your tap water is killing your test. So most countries that have safe tap water, it's safe. It doesn't have diseases in it. I'm really thankful for that. But it does contain chemicals which include fluoride, which is good for your teeth. But yeah, that's aside from the point. It helps your teeth, but it has some other side effects. Chlorine, copper, and lead from the pipes. Birth control waste, that's a terrible one. It's because people cities recycle their water. So right, the wastewater gets recycled into drinking water and like shower water and stuff. It has waste from birth control, which is a hormonal blocker or whatever it is. I don't actually know, but it's got hormones in it. and also other pharmaceutical drugs. So yeah, all of these things are proven to decrease your testosterone. My friend, right, he did a test. We live in Australia, by the way, one of the like most clean countries. My friend did a test on his home's water quality. It showed unsafe levels of many of these chemicals. That's like just poor, you know. That's not a good sign for what's in the water supply. So how to fix this? Reverse osmosis filtration. That sounds extreme. It's like very it's expensive, and it's very complicated to do. I don't have that. I get the water from the fridge instead of tap water. I also boil my water. That's I forgot to put that there. Boiling water. Yeah, that that definitely it reduces all the chemicals. It and purchase you can purchase water from brands that filter their water, but the thing with that is that they might have microplastics, right? It'll be from a plastic bottle, so that's a drawback. Anyway, that was the video. I really hope you guys have found that to be helpful. Definitely my longest. And I think you should definitely follow all of this advice. Okay. Yeah. I would save this video if I were you into like a useful playlist or whatever. I don't know. Or come back to it. Yeah. Just so you know. Yeah. That's all. Laters.